everybody. How's it going? It's Bug from Bug Hunter, and I am here to stream on a Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you all can hear me through my mic. I'm still calling this my new setup because things don't always go right with it. Can you all hear this guitar? Is it very quiet? Feels like it'd be very quiet. Maybe I'm wrong. Guitar heard? Cool. Very cool. What's up, everybody? It's kind of quiet. Oh no. I can turn it up. Check 1 2. Let me just do a little. Go with the flow, with the flow, with the path. You hope for the best and you take what you have. And I have a paddle and a bad idea up the wrong way. Does that sound right to everybody? Pretty decent? Cool. I'll turn the guitar just a little bit. Don't change it. Oh no. Hey everybody. Sounds better than usual even. Amazing. Mini song sounds great. Yep, that is just a little tiny song that I wrote. Maybe one day I'll finish it and put it on an album from 6 years ago. Who we got in the chat? Why are there 50 people here? I was just like sound checking. Okay. Calvin's here. Cool, Super Bear's here. Tell me what song you want to hear first, and then I'll take roll call. Fake Fan is here. Gerby here. Paul here. Moderately okay is moderately here. Mitchell Jennings here. Brennan McCoy, Emberisk, Brother Brainrot, Tyler Young, Mars is here. Tree is here. Jason Nader here. Calvin, Chaotic Good, Gaelic Storm Fan. I gotta scroll up. Paul's here and bringing the pink. Benjamin Jackson, Ronster is here. Anesta, Emily Camp, Abby Be Dazed here. It sounds like a sequel to Johnny Be Good. Verus Blackheart is here. Mark Glover, Lily. Got a lot of people. What are y'all doing here? You're making me nervous. Half of you leave now. Earl Green is here. Persephone. Not Persephone. I've learned. So my name is Bug. I'm in a band called Bug Hunter. I do streaming and live shows, which you can see over here on this side of the screen. I'll talk about those in a bit, but I'm keeping those up. It's too exciting to not have up at all times. Welcome to the new side of my screen. It's gonna be like this until probably September 14th. What do y'all want to hear? You all said things. I wasn't reading your suggestions. I was reading your names. Make words, fan fiction. You want to be sad so quickly? Everybody's asking for making up words because I put it in my little subtitle. But if y'all haven't caught on that my new format is that I play the song that I reference in that as my second song. Just so y'all know. The only other song besides making up words that I see is Baby Teeth, Pine Cones, and fan fiction. I'm probably not gonna play fan fiction. It's too sad. Hide and seek. I don't remember how to play. I could probably figure it out, but it's also sad. 30 plan, hold tough. Pine Cones. I'm not gonna remember how to play it. I see some slingshot. Let's do that. That feels like I'm not gonna beef it immediately. You pay me to exaggerate. I think I've done enough, turning bummers into heartaches and crushes into love. Sometimes our lives are mild, our story's just okay. I'll set your expectations in the middle when I say hell yeah. Hell yeah. And knock me down a peg when I wanna be a big shot. I'm just a toddler with a slingshot. For example, I got cornered by a salesman at a farmer's market booth, selling cheap ceramic bowls meant for dogs to eat their food. I haggle like a master, I showed them how I do. I didn't want one, but I got a deal for two. Hell yeah. I don't have a regret or a dog. Knock me down a peg when I wanna be a big shot. I'm just a toddler with a slingshot. Don't have the strength, don't have the aim. I'm building up my motor skills and everything's a game. You say I'm harmless, you're probably right, but nothing is more trouble than a toddler going quiet. Keep an eye on me, keep your eye on me. And knock me down a peg when I wanna be a big shot. I'm just a toddler with a slingshot. I asked for half your candy bar, you raise it in the air and split it down the middle, made a perfect little pair. You smiled like a sweetheart, my hand extended out. You winked at me and popped both of the pieces in your mouth. Hell no, that one's a hell no. No mercy with a Hershey first. She knocked me down a peg when I wanna be a big shot. I'm just a toddler with a slingshot. Don't have the strength, don't have the aim. I'm building up my motor skills and everything's a game. You say I'm harmless, so did Goliath, but nothing is more trouble than a toddler going quiet. Keep an eye on me, keep your eye, and watch me well, or I'll raise a little hell. A hell, yep. They asked me for a catchphrase, I didn't miss a step. If their story's kinda boring, you can tell them hell, yep. Hell, knock me down a peg when I wanna be a big shot, and I will kick it up the next notch. And if I work, put in the labor, blood, sweat, call in every favor, eat my veggies, say my prayers, push myself to be a danger. I will be a preteen with a taser. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate that. That song called Toddler with a Slingshot. It's a good song that I very rarely play at live shows, even though every time I do, everybody seems to really like it a lot. I have that problem. And I'm going to continue to have that problem this summer in June and August and September. Speaking of, we have some live shows. They're happening. Dates are announced. Tickets are on sale. People are buying them in a big way. It's going to be a good year. So we have tickets up for everything now, except for our Durham, North Carolina, or like Raleigh, Durham area show. It's gonna be at a place called the Pinhook. We've confirmed it. We are just waiting for the link. The promoter sent over the contract, and there was just one time wrong in it for our load-in, and so I just was like, hey, can we get that fixed so that we're all on the same page? And they said yes, and then I'll send that over in a second, and then they haven't yet. So as soon as they do, tickets will go up. They should be on sale tomorrow. Should be good. So who here is seeing us this year? If you've already got tickets or you're coming to a show, let me know. I want to know where people are seeing us. Kaylin's coming to Dallas. Very cool. Jason Ader coming to Sacramento. Lily in New York City. TARDIS Frog in New York. Ronster, Dallas, VIP. Gonna hang out with Kaylin and me. Time, Indy, Mark, Australia. No, I'm not going to Australia. Jocelyn going to Austin. Ember is going to Phoenix. Phoenix is currently our most, it's not the most tickets we've sold, but it's the most full of any show that we have. It is just shy of almost half full. It's been a week on sale. So Phoenix is, I'm looking at you. If y'all live in the desert out there and you're like, I'll wait a couple months, Phoenix might be the first one to sell out. It's being followed closely behind by Madison and New York City. relatively a couple of smaller to what they could have been venues, but sometimes you just got to take what you can get. Tyler Young's going to see him in Chicago. Mars coming to a normal amount of shows. Normal for Mars is different normal than normal for a normal person. Emily's coming to Sacramento. Eva Malone going to be in Nashville. And Paul is not coming to Nashville, just talking about Dolly Parton. Anesta coming to Austin, hopefully. Zim says no Philly this year. Yeah, that's really our bad. At the way that it kind of panned out is we got a Friday in DC. So when you book tours, the holy grail of nights every week is Friday and Saturday. If you can get Fridays and Saturdays, it's a good thing that you should take and you should do, because more people can come to shows on Fridays, Saturdays. Sundays is the next best, but Fridays and Saturdays are supreme. And those are the ones that venues they book further out, because that's what people go for faster. They're just more successful nights. And we're in a position right now where we're going from last year. Maybe we played, in Atlanta is a great example. Atlanta played a venue that allowed 150 people into it, and we sold it out. But all we can tell the bookers in Atlanta is that our history is 150 tickets sold out, which to them reads like 150. Even though we know that we had like 80 people on our wait list for that show, they're like, okay, 150, that's what you sold. And my venue holds 500 people. You think I'm going to let you come in here on a Friday night and with your 150 people and have it be less than half full? Because they don't believe that we're going to do better this year. And so it's like this catch-22 of like, we need something bigger, but we don't have the numbers yet to prove that we can do the bigger thing. But we know that we can do the bigger thing because we sold out the show like 2.5 months in advance. They don't care. So anyways, we got a Friday night in DC, which is big because we sold that show out. It was 150 and we're playing a 400 this year. And then we got a New York on Saturday, which getting a New York on Saturday, also very difficult. A New York on Saturday that was all ages. And so the problem with DC on Friday and New York on Saturday is that Philadelphia is right in between those two cities. And so we had to make a hard call. And we also skipped Pittsburgh. So Pennsylvania just got a bad deal, but we're going to be in Akron, so for Pittsburgh people it's hopefully not too far, and DC for the Philadelphia people hopefully also not crazy too far, but so we apologize, like we should have gone to Philly. Yeah, that's our bad, but sometimes the logistic gods just don't let things happen like that. So Logan is hopefully going to come to Chicago. Max Noble, Portland and Seattle. That's great. We kind of strategically position those two shows 2 weeks apart from each other. We're basically doing a loop, and so we're starting in Seattle and then driving down to Portland, first show, and then when we get back, we'll play the final show of that leg in Seattle. So people who kind of live near Portland and Seattle can come to Portland and be like, that was so fun. I can do that again in 2 weeks, and then maybe come to that show too. So Eric's going to be at Sacramento VIP. Lieutenant Star's gonna be in Ohio. Tree coming to Indy and Chicago. That'll be fun. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Chaotic Good is in Madison. Gerby is Boston and Orlando, famously very close cities to each other. Minneapolis. Aketsoya says they're coming to Minneapolis. Minneapolis is. I have a spreadsheet that shows the number of tickets we've sold for a show, and then the number of tickets that we sold last year at the same point, which today is tickets have been on sale for 5 days, right? So basically every day it updates with, this is how many tickets you had last year at this same point. So 5 days in, 6 days in, 7 days in, all the way. And Minneapolis is our biggest difference between last year's tickets after 5 days and this year's tickets after 5 days. Last year it was 22 tickets. This year we're already 80, and the VIP sold out before it was the first one to sell out of everything. So Minneapolis is going to be awesome. I'm very, very excited. How is Boston doing on VIP? Great question. Boston is in the negatives on VIP. The venue put up 10 extra VIP tickets, more than we told them to, and we only have 4 left, meaning they've oversold it by 6. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Like we normally just cap the VIP so that it feels VIP, but they were just like, hey, yeah, we're gonna do 10 more than you said, even though it's right here in the email. Anyways, so it's at -6 right now. the VIP tickets are still valid. Like those last 4, they're valid. We're not gonna mess with them. But yeah, they would have sold out had the venue not beefed it. So Benjamin might be there for Boise. That'll be very cool. Yeah, Bug said no more shows in Pennsylvania after the Pittsburgh Safeway disaster. Yeah, I did joke with somebody on Instagram when they said something about us not coming to Pittsburgh, and I very like kind of deadpan said it's because you can't snap, because they said something like they were at the show last year, and I was hoping that inside joke would come through as not mean but rather just kind of cheeky. But if you're that person that I made that joke to on Instagram, I hope you know I was just joking. But yeah. Zim says it's Philly, understand skipping it. We'll come back to Philly. We had a great time in Philly last year. Both Pittsburgh and Philadelphia were great. All the shows all the cities that we're skipping this year were like we did Columbus last year. Columbus was great. It was the hottest room on earth, but it was still a great crowd and great show. Yeah, the only reason we're skipping things is just we only have so much time to tour, and we want to give other cities opportunities to have us come play. So, yeah. What happened in Pittsburgh? I tried to play safe word, and normally I'll have the audience snap along with the snaps, and Pittsburgh could not get it. They just couldn't. It was the biggest disaster. I had to enforce a no snapping. Even if you think you can do it, nobody can snap because somebody in here, a third of you, half of you, think you can do it, and you can't. And I'm sorry, in Pittsburgh, you just can't snap. And Matt even jumped on stage on the third restart to like, all right, everybody look and follow me, and it still couldn't do it. So yeah, anyways, so there was a joke around how Pittsburgh famously cannot snap. Ronster says, how was Dallas last year? Dallas was great. We're actually playing in the same venue, which I'm excited about. It was a cool venue. I really liked it a lot. It's like a cool like black box theater, and we just have a little stage, and it's very personal, and we're like here. And they're allowing us to sell. It sold out last year, so we weren't going to go play there again because we didn't want to go back to a sold out venue. But they agreed as we kind of brought forward, is like, hey, there was kind of some empty space in the room. Like it was sold out, but like y'all could have fit more people in there. Is this like a fire code thing, or are you guys just being a little stingy? And they were just being a little stingy. So they're allowing us to add about 50 people. So there should be more friends. Snap our feet. Yeah. I don't know if that's a reference to the thing that my dad said in Seattle at the discography show, but he did say something about if you're happy and you know it, snap your feet. And I think he just misspoke. And yeah. Anyways, yeah. Okay. Max Noble is making a reference to that. Very cool. Chaotic Good wants to know, how does the Madison venue compare to Milwaukee last year? So Milwaukee was an 84 cap last year that we sold out really far ahead of time. Madison, I think, is like a 130 this year, so it's another 50 people. So that one is definitely going to be on like sold out watch. I don't see tickets for that making it further than a couple months, but we do have the outlets on either side in Chicago and Minneapolis for the latecomers. So the Sacramento show comparing to last year, yeah. I'll show you I'll tell you the data. I love talking about data. If y'all are interested in data, I'll absolutely pull up my spreadsheet. So everything except for Dallas and Seattle, I think, are the only two that aren't selling at like faster than last year. And I think Dallas is kind of naturally because we added Austin, and just having another city close by means that anybody who drove to Dallas from Austin last year doesn't need to this year. So, that's just, it's fine. It'll be a big show. They'll both be big shows, but Sacramento is double where it was last year. So it's almost exactly double. And then let me look at, someone asked about Madison too. Madison is it's about 10 more than last year, which is good, which means it's on track to sell out. Anyways, Someone asked this already, but is the poster a reference to something that might happen on the tour? You mean is Matt gonna turn into a shark and eat me while I'm swimming? Probably not. I hope not. Just a little reference to a movie called Jaws. We were brainstorming poster ideas, and last year we did the Creation of Adam poster with me and Matt, and we're like, what kind of famous duo thing can we kind of do this year? And I was like, what about the swimmer from Jaws and Jaws from Jaws? And we both laughed at that a lot, and we told Deep Blue Ink, and we're like, can you do Matt in a little shark onesie? And the rest is history. Will you have copies of the tour poster at the merch table? Yeah, absolutely. In fact, if you buy a VIP ticket, you get one for free. So that's one of the perks. If you don't know what the VIP tickets are, you get to come early. Both Matt and I will play an extra 2 songs each, so it's an additional 4 songs for the night that we're not going to play those songs at the show. And then we do a Q&A, which I think will be really fun. Excuse me. It'll be really fun this year because all of our VIP events are now post Jam Mechanics, where there's more people who know like the two of us like interacting and like together. So it should be fun to be able to talk about Jam Mechanics and just other things. And then we do pictures with the VIPs. We can't do pictures after the show because there's just too many people. And then first chance at merch. So there's a very long merch line after every show because we sell the merch ourselves and we want to meet everybody. But it takes a very long time. And so if you're VIP, you get to do that before the show so that you can just leave as soon as the music's done. So will it be signed? Yes. So the VIP, we sign all of the VIP posters ahead of the show, and then the ones that we sell, we're happy to sign them. We both have Sharpies, and we're happy to sign things that are reasonable. So. Ronster wants to know about Jam Mechanics. So if you don't know what Jam Mechanics is the podcast that Matt and I do. We challenge each other to write songs. So there are 10 more Bug Hunter demos on our podcast called Jam Mechanics if you haven't heard it. We also have a theme song called Artists for Amateurs that we've released on Spotify that you can go listen to now. Technically it's a Bug Hunter song. It just has my friend Matt in it. And then, our policy on Jam Mechanics demos is not uniform. I am probably not going to play any Jam Mechanics songs at the shows. Main reason being, I've released a new album since the last U.S. tour, and that to me is taking precedence on set list of like I don't want to be the band that like shows up and just plays only new stuff. Obviously, going to play old songs, but I'm gonna try to play a little bit more happiness than I might like develop into in like maybe like 2 years when I have like a 5th album or something. It'll be a little happiness heavy. So if I'm gonna play like 12 songs, like 5 of them might be happiness songs, and that's kind of like for me a bigger priority than playing these like demos that admittedly only like 10% of the audience might have heard already, because like Jam Mechanics, while being a Spotify charting podcast where we were the number 37 music podcast in the US for a little bit until we took our break, despite it being a charting podcast, the overall like number of listens to it is dwarfed by the overall number of listens to our music in general. So we know that it's a very niche like subset of fans who actually know what the podcast is. So yeah. And Kendall Farkas brings up this also a great point. If you go it varies by day. I've seen days where it's nowhere near it, and I've seen days where it's the top one. But if you go to my brother and me on Spotify and you click the more like this tab, Jam Mechanics has been like the first thing listed under it, or like the second thing listed under it. And I don't know what it is today. Like it sometimes you go and it's not in like the 20 listed there, but some days it is, which is very exciting for me. Ronster wants to bring postcards to sign. Yeah, we're happy to sign things like that. Yeah, not a problem. I've been sending out a lot of Jam Mechanics postcards in merch orders for a little bit when I remember to. And if you have those, they're not signed because I just have them, and I feel like signing them and when Matt can't, because Matt is in Scotland and I'm in the U.S., just feels like well. But if you bring it, yeah. Cool song, yeah. We feeling song, and then we'll do another cozy Q&A after that. We'll slow down, we can talk it out. We'll backtrack, relax, and we'll track it down. How I carve out a space for this to hold a job and have a hobby as expensive as it is. My neighbors all complain about the noise I make. I pipe down and I haven't made a peep though, but I found my voice in this random noise. Sit back now and welcome to the Peep Show. I've been making up words at the top of my lungs, at the tip of my tongue. Ease up and leave me some. Yeah, I've been making up words, 'cause there aren't any more. One twist from the sounds of it, I've missed half the point, but I got the gist. Now I know what my next step is. Find the perfect words if they exist. Is it words for love? Is it words for pain? And do I stop when they sound the same? Is it better that I pander to the people who will listen to a pivot go 180 just to prove I can be different? No, I've been making up words at the top of my lungs, at the tip of my tongue. Ease up and leave me some. Yeah, I've been making up words, 'cause there aren't any more. Well, refresh, give me time to rest, to recharge my search for a sound that's fresh. I don't mean to be so down or pessimistic, like an ivy on my skin. I can't resist the urge to itch it with a simple little hobby. All I do is stitch together clever words and sounds, record, promote, design, and finally pitch it. I'm likely share, please like and subscribe, but all I want to do is leave us unrelated stuff behind. But at the same time, I want to reach 1 million people. I'm feeling like 1,000's out of reach if I don't keep up with the trending times. A brand new state, a new bandwagon with some new pain. Where's my new way? Maybe I'm not trending up on Twitter, and the only ones that reach will be my mom and baby sister. Maybe I'm not bound for money or fame, but my music wouldn't fit inside a status or a hashtag. I've been making up words at the top of my lungs, at the tip of my tongue. Ease up and leave me some. Yeah, I've been making up words, 'cause there aren't any more. And I've been making up words at the top of my lungs, at the tip of my tongue. Ease up and leave me some. I'll plagiarize the chorus and the beating in my chest. I'll take my inspiration from the cadence of my breath. I'm searching for a rhythm and the cracking of my knuckles. They asked me for a title, said I'm torn between a couple. I'm taking aim and aiming up, it's second nature off the cuff. Vaguely masquerading and I'm faking that I'm brave enough. Shaking up the acres up and waking all the neighbors up. There ain't enough to waste, so I'm saving up and making up words. Thanks, everybody. Got a little tickle in my throat tonight. It's such a fun song. It's the one song from Torn Between a Couple that I think will just always be a setlist staple. I feel like I almost always play it. There was a time where I was kind of doing like a do 2 out of 3 of Making Up Words, Key to Being Lonely, and Pine Cones. And so every show I would play 2 of those 3. Or was it? It might have been Making Up Words, Point to Prove, and Pine Cones. It might have been 2 of those 3. Yes, I think that's what it was. I feel like Point to Prove kind of fell off my set list after Happiness came out. I think I only played it once on the UK tour out of like 9 shows, which was weird because it used to be kind of on every set list. But after Happiness came out, I was like, well, people really, really seem to not like that, and 30 Plan, and Shocking Plot Twist, and Bedtime Story. So, anyways, Portland show. All right. Okay, so Yag H says they just bought tickets to the Portland show and seeing the progression of venues over the years. Always have fond memories of me playing without any shoes on. Yeah, so it's if anybody has seen Bug Hunter in the last 2 years, especially in 2022, kind of the first tours that we did after COVID and coming back from that, they were very DIY, and I was like I've always kind of wanted to keep control of my schedule and my plans and my touring, so me and my dad just kind of set off in a rental car and played a bunch of eclectic kind of living room-esque shows, but sometimes they were in karate studios that didn't allow you to have your shoes on. Sometimes they were in yoga studios that did allow you to have your shoes on. But yeah, the show I played in Portland 2 years ago was in a karate studio, and everybody had to take their shoes off. So we had little like cubbies at the front, and people could come and pick their shoes up afterwards. I have like such fond memories of all of those. I would have done that forever, honestly. Like I remember at the time thinking like all I have to do is like 30 to 50 people come out in every city. Like I can do this. I can do this forever. This is so fun, and just the way things have worked out is the shows have gotten bigger, and we've added Matt from the Narcissist Cookbook kind of as a co-headlining tour buddy that we've done many shows together, and that obviously brings more people into the fold. Some people who don't know Bug Hunter but come for the Narcissist Cookbook. There's a huge overlap in all of y'all, but there's sometimes people who just don't know our music, and that's fine. But it makes the shows bigger, and yeah, so. Maybe at some point we'll be back to the kind of living room shows, but right now we're doing all right. So Gerby just bought tickets for Boston. Very cool. Chaotic Good says one of my personal favorites that I don't feel like I hear enough is Baby Teeth. It's pretty popular on the streams. I get a lot of people asking for Youth Tooth over here on the YouTube streams, but live shows it's almost a never play. I'll throw it out at a VIP event if somebody asks for it, but it's in the bottom third of like my set list choosing stuff, so I might play it once at all of the shows this year. So how did I think to host it in a karate show or a karate studio? So I if anybody's ever heard of the organization So Far, they're organization. They're all over the world. There's So Fars in most major cities, and what they do is they put on kind of like secret shows. So you buy a ticket, you don't know who you're going to see. There's going to be 3 artists. They're going to probably be local, but they might be touring. They might be doing a So Far tour, and you go, and it's normally at places like a karate studio. It's going to be in like a museum lobby or a cafe that normally would not do music. It could just be somebody's house. I've done it. Oh gosh, what am I trying to think? So there's in Chicago. I did one. It was in a little French bakery. I did one in Austin. It was in a winery. I did one in Dallas. That was just in like this art gallery. Done them in Seattle. Anyways. They normally sell somewhere between like 50 and 60, 70 tickets to these shows because it's a fun date idea. You go and you go see some artists. You don't know who it's going to be. They've had some big artists play So Far shows when they're kind of up and coming. I'm hoping to be one of the examples that they'll give in a couple of years where they're like, oh, you go to a So Far show, you could have seen someone like Bug Hunter. Like Billie Eilish has started with So Far. That band that did So If You Close Your Eyes, ayo, ayo. Can't remember their name. Pompeii, that's the song. They have a very famous video of them playing that song at a So Far. Anyways, so I knew that model worked even when people didn't know the band. So I was like, well, let me just like find places like that. Let me just like rent out places. Like if So Far can do it and they know that people are going to come, I can do it. I know people are going to come. There's enough people that like Bug Hunter. I can get 20 to 30 people to like, at least pay off the rental cost of just like going to a small space for, 4 or 5 hours. So anyways, that's how. And then I just looked around and found places that fit my budget. So am I doing any DIY shows on this tour on days you have off or doing any special events while you're traveling? Yeah, so sometimes we have in the past played private shows on our route. So on days off that they don't have public shows listed, we've done like private shows for people. We don't have any booked at the moment, mostly coming from our learnings last year, where we did 11 shows in a row without a break, and discovered that we need breaks. So our breaks are a little more intentional this time around. There's a big trade-off between we don't want to be gone from home for very long, because we, obviously like miss our friends and family and other responsibilities that we have. But we also want to play as many shows as we can, but that means like don't burn ourselves out, like our voices, if anybody saw us near the end of the last tour, I think I started to have to take it back from my set because I couldn't sing the last part of it with any confidence. So I stopped playing Take It Back for like the last 4 shows, because I was like, I had just gone night after night, VIP event show, and then afterwards talking to 100 people, it takes it out of you. So I don't know, we might do DIY shows on this tour if we have a thing that makes sense, but right now we're not looking to do it. Luckily tickets are selling well enough that we don't feel like we have to this time. So Jocelyn asked, what is my favorite spreadsheet function? So I've been making spreadsheets for all my music stuff for a long time. This year I discovered array formula, which has been such a game changer, because now I don't have to do the thing where when you have a formula and you drag it to all the cells that you want it to be in, but then when you add new data, you have to go and drag it again, for all the new data. Array formula means you don't have to do that anymore. It just, anytime there's a new data entry, it just automatically does the formula for you. It's great. I love array formula. It's good. It took me a while to get my head wrapped around it, but I got it now. Bronster's asking about the next album. I'm not working on an album right now. I'm working on this tour and jam mechanics. So I'll get to it. I got songs in the pipeline, but I'm not working on an album at the moment. So I do have ideas. I don't know if they're ideas for the next one, but I have ideas for albums. I have 4 or 5 ideas that I feel pretty strongly about, but nothing to back them up. They're just ideas. We're getting some Snap tutorials in the comments. Paul is trying to make a so far so good joke in the year 2024 of our Lord, after I've been playing so far since. If you don't think that I haven't made that joke every time I've ever played a so far, nice try. Brother Brainwash, if someone's kid wanted to get a VIP ticket, would their parent also have to get a VIP ticket to go in with them? We can't control any of that at most of the venues. If you're buying the tickets on our website, which you can do for Hollywood, Phoenix, Albuquerque, Salt Lake, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Minneapolis, Oklahoma City, and Dallas, any of those cities, come talk to us. If it truly is the parent's not a fan and they're just bringing their kid, we can probably work it out. But if you're secretly a fan and you're just trying to get a free ticket, get out here. We're indie band. Help us out. The other venues, we can't do anything about it. They control the tickets. They control the door. So you can reach out to them and ask. But I have found the venues in the United States to be pretty stingy. I was pretty bummed. Yeah, there was somebody who bought 2 tickets to the Madison show for VIP and then realized that it was a 21 plus, bring your guardian if you're under 21. Most of them are like that, but they don't, I guess they don't have or want to bring a parent with them. So they were like, oh, we want to come to Minneapolis instead because that's all ages, and the venue won't give us a refund, even though tickets have been on sale for 3 days and the show's clearly going to sell out. So I was just like, whatever, here, you can have tickets to Minneapolis, and then it's fine. I'll just get paid through Madison for the tickets. Anyways, so if anybody wants to buy some VIP tickets to Madison and wants to go through a third-party broker being me, I can help you out. Will you do live streams while touring? No, because it's a very complex setup that I have here. It's microphones and interfaces and mixers, and I have lights and camera, and yeah, none of this stuff's coming on tour with us. It would be a pain. So we might like hop on to Instagram Live or something, but not on YouTube. Dallas venue is all ages. Yep. The only one, so the only ones I know that have any restrictions, the only one that is like 18 plus strict is Atlanta. Everything else is either all ages, or if you're not like 18 or 21, you can come with a parent. Those ones are Kansas City, Orlando. Kansas City and Orlando are 18 plus, minors with adults. Madison is 21 plus, minors with adults. There might have been one more. Other than that, we did pretty good on the all ages this year. So, yeah, and if you're unsure, check the page on our website. The ticket links are all underneath this video if you want to just go and check. There will be frequently asked questions, and one of them is like, what's the age policy? So yeah, no, you're all good. Yeah, the only venue that like there's no recourse for under 18s is Atlanta, and it's purely a Friday night Atlanta thing. They were like, can't do it. So. Buffalo might also be 18 plus, but minors okay with adults. I just remembered. What time we got? How we doing? Yeah, we're getting near the end here. Do you have a general idea what your fan base's age range is? Yeah, we have the majority is 21 plus. So we could have made the easier decision and the cheaper decision and just been like, yeah, 21 plus is fine, whatever, it'll be all right. But we have very, very consciously, and like I know that people don't know the ins and outs of booking venues, but like if there are 25 venues in a city, only 5 of them will be like, yeah, we're all ages, come on in. The other ones will be like pretty much relying on 21 plus alcohol sales. The way the game is set up is artists come, we make money off the tickets. They sometimes make money off the tickets. We make money off the merch. They make money off of the bar sales. So if you bring a lot of like 16, 17, 18-year-olds to a venue, they're naturally just not going to make as much money. If everyone's over 21, they'll make more money. If half the people are over 21, they'll make less money. So it is much harder. And sometimes it'll be a venue that like, yeah, we're 21 plus, but we can add some extra security and like wristbands, but you're going to pay us. Like the Portland venue is normally 21 plus, and then they're just like, if you give us another $1,500 off of your profit, we'll allow you to have all ages. So we're like, all right, we want people to come. So we don't, in general, we don't really think about, will it be worth it? Like profit-wise, we just do it because I remember being 18 or 19 and wanting to go to a show and not being able to, and it sucks. Especially bringing Matt over from Scotland. Like Matt, it's hard to get Matt over here, and so to have that be the thing to stop you is the worst. So. If it's not 21 plus exclusive, would a child be able to go to the VIP show by themselves? Define child, like we all like, even though it is all ages, like we don't want like a 6-year-old like just like hanging out by themselves. You know, if they're like 17 or like, 15, but anything, in general, we also don't want unaccompanied like children at the shows. We hope that's kind of clear. Like if you don't send an 8-year-old to our show with like a note pinned to their backpack saying with like a phone number. But if it's an all ages show and they're 16 or 17-ish, you know, and it's probably fine, but you know, it's going to depend on kind of maturity and responsibility, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Anyways. Do I know all the ones that will have alcohol sales? Most of them will. I'm trying to think of what wouldn't. I don't have it off the top of my head. Portland will. Sacramento will. Hollywood will not, because they're like a theater. They're like a arts theater. San Diego will. Phoenix will not. Albuquerque will. Denver will. Salt Lake might. They had a weird thing because Utah, you have to do like food with alcohol, and so they were like, we can set up like a cafe, like whatever y'all want to do. If y'all want to do it, but we don't want to be involved with it. So I don't know. Boise will. Seattle will. DC will. New York will. Boston will. Buffalo will. Akron will. Detroit, yes. Indianapolis, I don't know. They're like a DIY venue. I don't know if they serve drinks. Chicago will. Kansas City, yes. Minneapolis, yes. Madison, yes. St. Louis, yes. Nashville, maybe. I don't know. I have actually no idea. It's like an old church, like converted into a music venue. So maybe that's not allowed. Oklahoma City will. Dallas, I don't know. If anyone can tell me who was in Dallas last year, if there was drinks being served, I have no idea. I don't drink, so I wasn't paying attention. Austin will. Orlando will. Jacksonville will. Atlanta will. And Durham, I know they have pizza. That's all I know. So. Yeah, if it's a place that doesn't have like alcohol, we normally like bring a case of water bottles and just hand them out for free to keep everybody hydrated. That's a remnant of our old DIY days where we were playing Karate Studios. So. Okay. One more song? What do y'all want to hear? Try Best, 30 Plan. Let's see if y'all can hive mind it. What do we think of having background dancers at our shows? Probably not. Coward. I think I played Coward last week. So. Pebbles. Ooh. Isn't that interesting? Another 30 plan. I've gotten two 30 plans? Is that 3 30 plans? Mott like that. Ronster wants 30 plan. Okay, yeah. That's as close to a hive mind. It seems like there's a 30 plan Pebbles war going, but it starts tonight because tonight's the night, but not just any night. It is movie night. Hell yeah. I would have made you dinner, but my toaster broke. So you put on a little sci-fi film about the dangers of blah, 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 whatever. I am barely watching, time is standing still. I'm about to change my life forever. I ask you if we can chat a minute, and you say sure when the movie's finished. So I fast forward to the end and say, I think we should be more than friends. And you say, look, you're great. Uh-oh, that's not a good start. You say you're not ready for that and don't want to mess up what we have. But I have an idea, you say. And you reach into your bag of things that 20-year-olds think are good ideas. And you pull out this massive classic gem. If we're both still single at 30, will you marry me? It's a pinky promise shifted one to the right. It's too soon for I do's. Will you take an I might? If we're both still single at 30, and I am not your first choice, but I'm a solid 30 plan. Hot damn safety net that I am. You gotta back up love so you know where I stand. I'll take a maybe, a shot, or a chance. Yeah, I'll take a a chance. So we cut to the scene where I build a machine, but not just any machine, it is a time machine. I made it from my toaster, like that movie, Hot Toast Time Machine. I load a bagel in the future slot, set to 10 and slap down on the lever. A decade passes in a single thought, I'm about to change my life forever. I find you and you're still single, I am obviously single. It's like a tale from a storybook, until you say, how does 40 look? But wait, I'm pretty sure you said, and I quote, if we're both still single at 30, will you marry me? It's a time capsule, no, it's a proposal. A little bit of neither and a little bit of both. So now we're both still single at 30, but apparently what you really meant to say was, ah, come on, let's pick an arbitrary number, kick the can down the road before we tie it to the bumper. You never thought we'd be single at 30, and I'm still not your first choice, but I'm a solid 40 plan. Hot damn safety net that I am. You got a backup love, so you know where I stand. I'll take a maybe, a shot, or a chance. Yeah, I'll take a maybe, a shot, or a chance. There are no bagels in the future, I have got one left, but 2 slots on my toaster. One'll take me forward, one'll take me back. One's another chance and one is closure. I load my bagel, I've made up my mind, set to 10, smack down on the lever. A decade passes as I go through time, I'm about to change my life forever. Thanks, everybody. Paul, do you know that in my house we call bread raw toast? Or is that just a Paul original? Because that's something that's very that we do in the Bug Hunter household. Bread is raw toast, because one time I was making, for like a couple days in a row, we had made like peanut butter jelly toast, and then one day I was like, you know what, I just kind of want a sandwich, and so I was like, I got the bread and I was like putting peanut butter and jelly on it, and Ladybug comes up, she's like, oh, you're gonna eat it raw? And I was like, it's not raw, it's just bread. So we do call bread raw toast. Cool. Hey, thanks everybody for coming to my stream. This is my first stream since we had put the tickets on sale, and so it was the first time I got to celebrate with everybody and let y'all know that things are going well. What else can I say? Join our Discord. You can get tickets. Some of you seem to have gone while I was streaming and bought tickets, which is great. What else can we say? Discord, postcard of the day might still be available. I don't think anybody's bought it today. I do a postcard every single day of a new snippet from a Bug Hunter song, and today's could be, nope, that was yesterday's. It's a bedtime story. That's a good one. Oh, it's the 601st postcard of the day. It's the you're the best at telling stories to help me fall asleep. You do all the silly voices, conversate and make believe, which sounds better when I sing it and not when I just read it like that. Anyways, only one person can get it. It could be you. So, I'll be back Sunday. Maybe. No, I won't. I'll be gone. No, I'll be here. I'm flying to Nashville on Sunday, but it's later, so I should be able to still do my stream. Other than that, yeah, hopefully we'll see you this year. And if I don't see you this year, I'll see you on Sunday. And if you're a goober, go to bed.